folks, welcome back to Spencer's Bookshelf. So glad you could be here. I know it's been a little while since I put out a video, but I hope you're reading, hope you're keeping warm. Today is Valentine's Day, so I thought, you know what, that's the best time to start putting out some new videos. On that note, I'm going to be putting out my first sort of romantic book review called Red, White, and Royal Blue. It's kind of a, didn't even think of that, but yes, Valentine's Day I thought it'd be a good day for a romantic book. So yeah, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're keeping warm, and I hope you're reading, because reading is what expands your mind and what makes you great. And if you want to build yourself back better, you gotta read. Today we're going to be reviewing the book Red, White, and Royal Blue. This is a book by Casey McQuiston. McQuiston. I'm bad at pronouncing sometimes. This is a book. It's a romantic book. It's a book about politics. It's a book about international intrigue. And it's a newer book. It's from 2019, and read it on my Kindle, and frankly, it was a pretty damn good book. So firstly, I'll just go through a little bit of the crux of the book, what it was about, briefly, because I want you to read it, because it's a good book. And then I'll give you a bit of a rating, and why I think it's a great book. And I'll use a couple different metrics in my rating. Because it's the first fiction book I've done, I'm going to base it on storyline and base it on the quality of the writing itself, because those are the two aspects that I think are the best way to judge whether you should read a book or not. You want to make sure that the storyline's good, but you also want to make sure that what you're reading is not gobbledygook. And one thing I can say is this book was not gobbledygook. So, Red, White, and Royal Blue has two main characters. Alex Claremont Diaz, who's a 21-year-old son of the president, who's the first female president of the United States of America, around the time when she is preparing for her re-election bid. And the other main character is the 21-year-old royal prince, Prince Henry. And both of them are kind of eligible bachelors seen with women all the time in the press and things like that, and they're very much all about being the eligible bachelor. And it's kind of it's just an interesting love story that happens. So clearly Alex and Prince Henry, they end up finding themselves attracted to each other. They met at what was a event that they were at, and it actually started off with a bit of them not really liking each other, and there was a bit of conflict, and there was a bit of shoving and stuff like that. But then over time they kind of had a secret affair, which kind of developed into a relationship, to the point where despite their family, despite the prominence, the love couldn't stop, despite what bounded them. And that was the thing. Like, Prince Henry ended up having to explain it all to the Queen, and I won't go too much into what happens on that front, but we'll just say it was kind of a happy ending. And also, too, there's a lot of politics. If you know me, you know I love politics. Ear to ear, I'm a political guy. Economics guy, too. But this was a political book. It was a book about an election. It was a book about the sociology behind the people, and how an event like two big, prominent, young superstars of the future, them coming out and claiming their love and claiming a romantic relationship, and it was honestly one of the most heartfelt stories I've actually read, probably ever. I'm not one to read fiction much, or especially not romantic. I actually, when I started reading this book, I thought it was a political book. I thought, oh, this is gonna be like a book about like some re-election, and like it's my little segue into like fiction. Um, but frankly, I think I got the fiction bug, because this is a good book. I couldn't put it down. Like, holy cow. Like, I was laughing out loud. I've never laughed out loud reading a book. Unless it was like something that was just like in Freakonomics, if there was some funny anecdote or something like that. I was like, ha 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 ha. This one I was like, holy shit, Prince Henry, what are you doing? So yeah, it was pretty crazy. It was pretty awesome though. So nevertheless, I will go into the rating of this book. I mean, the storyline, obviously, if I'm that excited about it, it's a 5 out of 5. And being a new book, very, very, whatchamacallit, it relates to today's society. It also is extremely realistic in terms of what could happen in today's society. So I felt like I could relate to the book. 5 out of 5. I just love the book, honestly, and I think you will love it too. So you should read it. In terms of the writing, I would give it a 4.5 out of 5. The author did a great job. I mean, it was no Shakespeare, but it was definitely no David Cameron. I love trolling David Cameron. If you get Britain into Brexit, you're being trolled. And but yeah, no, I would say this is a fantastic book. I think that you'll like it. I think it's one that you'll probably read really quickly, because you're not going to want to put it down. And it's just so much fun. It's just so much fun. Perfect. So welcome back. And that was my first review in a while. I hope you liked it. I'm going to be putting out a few more reviews on a few more books. If you want to subscribe, like, comment, if you read one of the books I've read, comment in there. If you disagree with one of my like reviews, let's start a conversation. That's what builds up a community of readers. And remember, reading expands your mind. It makes you better. If you ever feel down and need to build back better, reading is the way to do it, because you can read about anything. And the thing is, just on a side note, as you know, I don't read a lot of fiction. I read nonfiction. So it's kind of hard for me to like get myself into like even just buying a fiction book. Because I was like, Like if someone gave it to me, it was like, okay, I'll just like maybe read a few pages. I don't know if I'll finish it. This one, I was like, okay, I bought it, invested in it, got to do it. And frankly, it was done. It was the best. It was probably the best book I've ever read. Maybe, or at least in the top 3, like best fiction by far. It was great. Anyways, thank you so much. And again, subscribe, like, and I'll see you soon. Have a good day.